Hey everyone, and welcome to the Sacral Chakra tapping. So now we've moved on, we've moved upwards towards our second spiritual center, and this is known as the Sacral Chakra, Swadhisthana in Sanskrit. Sorry if I've said that wrong. But this is what it looks like, the mudra for that. Okay, so this is the closest to orange I could get, guys, so yeah. So we're going to tap now on the sacral chakra to release emotions held here. So what does the sacral chakra represent? It represents our emotional stability or instability. It represents our inner child, our emotional wounds from the inner child. It represents our creativity, our feeling safe to safely express our creativity in whatever form that comes to us: dance, play, drawing, theatre, acting, anything that we feel we can express ourselves authentically. It's about it's about fertility. It's about creation. So this is a massive area for people, especially women. We really can hold on to a lot of emotional baggage here. So the card I picked to represent this is this card, which has multiple facets of our childhood on, and the freedom we can feel if we're brought up in a safe, supported, nurturing environment. So let's think about the psychological ages this is developed. It's developed between the age of 7 to 14, whereby the roots, where we're kind of getting a feeling of what environment is like for us, between 0 to 7. 7 to 14 is when the sacral chakra is taking on its imprinting, if you like. And the chakras can function well, or they can be impaired, and there can be imbalances. So with this, we can hide our true selves. We can have issues with intimacy. We can have issues with our body, overeating, addictions, overly emotional, or we suppress emotions. We can really sacrifice ourselves with this chakra. This chakra is what, think about when we're 7 to 14. We're gathering groups of friends. We're knowing if we feel safe and we fit into our family dynamic. That family dynamic can be extended out to our community, our religious upbringing, our culture, our schooling, our friends. So this is where we see in the eyes of other people how we fit in. Are we accepted? Are we not accepted? What behavior do we display that gets accepted? What messages did we receive from our environment and the people in it about who we were fundamentally as a person? Were we good? Were we bad? Were we unacceptable? Were we wrong? Were we unwanted? Were we overly emotional, overly sensitive? Were we not good enough? Were we always never really achieving, living up to our parents' expectations? Were we too fat? Were we too thin? Were we stupid for expressing ourselves? We were told to sit down and be quiet. You know, what messages did you receive and absorb into your belief system about the way you should behave and express your emotions as a child? And how has that impacted on your behavior and your relationships and the way that you express yourself in the world? How has it stunted your growth? So I want you to tune into that card again. Those children are all different ages. Some look quite similar actually, but from the baby to the toddler, to the child, to the adolescent. Think about where you may have taken on your biggest imprinting, your biggest conditioning, your biggest emotional wounds. And I want you to imagine yourself at that age again. So just tune in, just allow yourself to relax. Just take those nice deep vagal breathing that I showed you in the root chakra. In for the count of 4 or 6, and out for the same. Take your awareness from outside of you to inside of you. Maybe close your eyes. And I just want you to ask or command your subconscious mind to show you on your past timeline where took the most emotional impact or imprinting. I want you to see yourself as that child again. And I want you to notice how old you are. I want you to notice what's going on in your environment. I want you to notice how you feel. Are you holding on to shame? Are you being humiliated? Are you seeing somebody else be shamed or humiliated? Talked down to? Rejected? And what's happening to you as you're experiencing that? What emotions are running through you as that child? And what are you telling yourself or promising yourself never to do or to do as a result of that experience? Quite often these traumatic experiences make us make a vow or a promise to ourselves to never to be in that situation again, to never to show that side of us again, or to never act that way again, because we never ever want to experience that pain again. So the job of your brain is to carry out your command. And maybe you made a promise or a vow never to let yourself go in public again, or never to tell anyone how you truly felt again. And as a child, that may have been the right thing to do in that moment, but as an adult, you have a fear and a block of letting go and really opening up and being vulnerable with your partner. Or you may have a deep desire to express yourself, but there's just no way that you can, and it holds you back and it limits you. So what was it that you told your brain to do to keep you safe? What belief was instilled in you because of that painful experience? And what was the deepest emotional wound? How did it make you feel? If you can name the emotion, that's fantastic. If you can name the emotion, that's brilliant. What was it that you needed instead? You felt that emotion. It's normally accompanied by an unmet need. So for me, I was thinking about this last night. What was the biggest thing, the biggest emotional wound in my life that's created a reality for me? And it was not being wanted, not feeling as though I was wanted. And that experience, that traumatic, painful experience, led me to isolate myself. Well, if I'm not wanted here, I might as well just remove myself and stay here on my own. And that gave me a message that the world did not want me, that I didn't deserve to be here. What was the point of me being here if I wasn't wanted by anyone? And it's caused me to be quite isolated in relationships and to feel safe to just be on my own and remove myself. But that's literally a belief system that was formed from a hurt child's experience, that they told themselves a story, and that brain, that very animalistic brain, that its only job is to follow your command and keep you safe, and it knows to keep you safe because it feels this painful impact that can feel like pretty much life or death. And then the brain will always then be on guard. Don't ever let me feel that. Don't ever let me experience that again. And for you not to experience that again, you have to position yourself here and stay there. So obviously that's caused no end of trouble. And also that branches off into other belief systems as well and other behavior patterns. So think about what your deepest wound was, and how it's still impacting your life, because this is where I want us to tap. And again, on the root chakra video, you can change any of my words because I don't know your story. You can change any of my words because I'll keep them generic for everybody. Change them to the words that suit you. Okay, so we're going to start off on the karate chop. Even though I have these emotions, I completely and utterly love and accept myself. Even though I experience these emotions, it's okay. I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I still hold these emotions in my body, it's okay. I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I can't contain these emotions, it's okay. I love and accept myself anyway. It's okay for me to have emotions. It makes me human. It's okay for me to be me. I am what I am. It's okay for me to feel insecure. It's okay for me to feel afraid. It's okay for me to not know what to do. It's okay for me to be me. It's okay for me to show myself as I truly am. It's okay for me to express myself. Take a deep breath in. All right, how did that feel? So please change any of my words to the words that suit you. You know your story, you know your emotional wound. So change anything you like, but just tap along. So just notice what's going on in your body now. How intense was it when we began? How intense was it now after this round of tapping? Quite often it can get worse before it comes down because you are giving rise to these emotions that you may have kept buried for years. If you do need support, please reach out to me. And if anything traumatic comes up for you, please go and see a counsellor, a GP or psychotherapist. Somebody, if it's deep trauma and anything comes up for you, you must go and seek professional help. So allow what needs to be present without judgment. You are literally expressing these emotions and you're getting them out of your system. So yeah, you know what, memories are going to come up. Memory came up for me last night because I knew I was going to do this work with you guys. And I'll be honest, the reason I do this work is there's always an emotional driver behind what we do. You know what? One of the main benefits of me doing what I do is I heal myself through working with you. It's a feedback system. This is healing work for me. You know, I'm not some kind of person that you need to revere or anything. Far from it. I'm still healing myself, and the way that I do it is by working with you. So let's carry on another round of tapping. So even though I have these fears, I completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have a fear of letting go and expressing my emotions, I love and accept myself anyway. Sorry, let me start again. I just had a knock at the door. So, okay, let's start again. Even though I have these fears, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have these emotions and I don't know what to do with them, I love and accept myself anyway. Being vulnerable is just too much for me. Being vulnerable is far, far too much for me. It's not safe for me to be vulnerable. I know what happens when I'm vulnerable. People are just out to get me. It's not safe for me to feel the truth. It's not safe for me to be me. Change the words, guys, to what suits you. I always have to contain myself. Always have to be perfect. But I never get it right. There's always something wrong. There's always something wrong with me. Okay. All right. So let's do another round. Let me just tune back in 1 minute. Okay. Even though I have this fear of letting go, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have a fear of owning my self-worth, I totally love and accept all parts of me. I have a fear of owning my worth. I don't even know what my worth is. Who am I anyway? Being vulnerable is stupid. Being childlike is stupid. I'd rather just be safe. I'd rather just stay in my room and hide away. Nobody can hurt me then. Nobody can get to me. I'm safe as I am. Better to be safe. I'd rather be safe. But who says that I'm not safe being me? Who says that I can't be me now? Who says that I can't own my own worth? Who says that I need to stay small? Who says that I need to shut off? Who says that I need to stay safe? Whose rules am I living by anyway? Whose rules do I want to live by? I want to create my own rules because I'm responsible for me. It's my life now. I can take responsibility for who I am and how I show up in the world. I can take responsibility for my relationships. I can grow up now. I can let go now. I can release the pain now. Okay. So let me know how that feels for you, and if anything comes up for you, that can be quite a deep one. I know it's a deep one for me, and a lot has been coming up for me lately because I'm going through a massive process. So I'm so grateful to be doing this now, because again, it's come at the right time for me in my life. It's going to help me process a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff lately that's coming up for me is low self-worth. So I might just keep tapping after this, and just keep tapping on my self-worth. And what I would do is, just give you an example, is first of all name the rubbish feelings, like I'm not worthy of anything, I'm awful person, this, that and the other, I might as well be on my own, who'd want me any. Name all of those feelings that come up for you, until you can start to become more empowered, like we just did with the last tapping round. So replace those, because you're giving them a voice, and they're your deepest, darkest feelings that you might not express to anyone. Give them a voice, release them out the body, then replace them and install a new belief, a positive belief system with these affirmations that you're tapping in. Well, whose rules are they? I'm an adult now. I'm prepared to, be brave, be vulnerable, let love into my life, that kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. Take care for now, guys.